Hi guys, good morning. Today is April 6th. We are officially starting week 2 of online distant learning. What I'm going to go over today is I'm going to do kind of our own little foldable on the keywords for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I highly recommend you pause the video right now, get a paper and a pencil if you do not already have one. We're going to be referring back to this paper a lot throughout this course, especially knowing now that we're going to be doing this through the end of the year. We're not in my classroom to where we can look up at the posters and have those posters very nice and convenient. So we're going to write this down on our own paper. So do this neatly, and it will help to save this because I'm going to be going back to this a lot. Maybe put it up on the wall of your workspace. I don't know how you want to go about it, but I highly recommend you save this paper somewhere. So let's focus on addition. So some of the keywords for addition, and I'm going to write them down and I want you to rewrite them with me. Words that mean like combining. So combining something all together. Another one you see a lot is total. That's a very big one when they ask you, what's the total? Some very obvious ones. Plus, sum. You will see that a lot. Sum. Increase. Joining something together. If I join two accounts, two amounts of money, I'm going to be adding them together. More. So if I say he gave me 2 more, well, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add that together. In all is another one. What would be another one? Both. If I say both of these combined, which kind of goes back to the combining one, I already have increase, joined, all together. So these are some keywords. You might want to pause and think, what other keywords mean addition? There's so many. These are kind of the ones that you see more repeated. If you can think of more, go ahead and fill them in. What other words mean addition? So now let's go on to subtraction. Let's use green. Oh, I should have done all the house colors. Okay, so let's move on to subtraction. So subtraction is when I'm taking something away. So if I'm taking something away, well, let's use that one. If I already know, if I'm telling you, hey, I'm taking away this amount of money, I'm taking away this amount of points, well, I'm subtracting that. Minus, you see that one a lot. Minus, fewer than, right? If I say she has fewer, this many fewer, well, I'm going to be subtracting. Difference. If I spend money, so spends, that would be another one. She spends so much money, so you subtract that amount. Decrease. Okay, so increase is addition, so then decrease has to be subtraction. I have fewer, remain. Okay, so if I'm telling you this many remain, well, you need to subtract to see how much you had started with, or how much we're taking away. Spends, difference, fewer is less. Okay, so those are some of the ones that you see the most often. Subtract, right? If I were to tell you, subtract this amount, well, you're going to be subtracting. I think those are the ones that you see the most. Again, if you yourself can pause and think about more keywords, you can go ahead and add those onto the list that we already have going. So I have addition and I have subtraction. Okay. So now let's go on to multiplication. Let's use blue. For Ravenclaw, go Ravenclaw. Okay, so multiplication, some of the key words that we see for multiplication. I'm going to write this one down, product. Now I want to put product first because you guys had a test back when we did unit 5, and it was asking for the product of 2 numbers. And a lot of you guys got stuck on that one. I will not forget because I just assumed you knew what product was. So product, if it's saying the product of 2 numbers, it means multiplication. You also have times, multiply. Usually when you see the word per, so if I say there's this many per, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply that. very common words is twice, which means times 2. Triple, which means times 3. Or you can also have double. That also means times 2, right? So if they tell you it's double the amount, well, that means you're multiplying it by 2. Another one would be factor. So I'm telling you these are 2 factors. Well, then that means I'm multiplying those 2 numbers. Those are most of the common ones that you'll see for multiplication. Any of those words means multiplication. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to division. Let's use orange. Okay, so division. Anytime you have something to do with groups or splitting it up, it's going to be division. So main one is split. Okay, so if you're splitting something into groups, you already know you're going to be dividing. If it says something about equal parts, well, then that means you know you're going to be dividing into equal parts. Split evenly. I'm going to put somewhere here, evenly. If you're separating something, oh, that's another one. If you're separating something evenly, then that means you're dividing. Separate. Let's go ahead and add that one. Very obvious ones. Divide, right? If you see the word divide by, well, you know that you're doing division. Each can kind of go for both multiplication and for division, but I'm going to go ahead and put it here. If I'm saying something is into each group, okay, well, you know I'm going to be dividing it. Those are kind of let me put groups. When you know you're working with groups, you're going to be dividing. So these are the words that mean division. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom it out. If you need to, you can pause the video right now. Take some time to write these down. If you can think of more, or if you want to go ahead and Google them and add more onto the list, I am totally okay for that, because you can refer to this later on as you're working on word problems. Okay, so these are our notes for today. The type of problems that you're going to see today on your IXL. So today we're doing Z3. I took a couple of screenshots. That way you can see, I can do a couple with you and you can see how to work them out. So the types of questions you're going to get are like this, where they give you a word sentence and you need to rewrite it using an equation or an expression. So it says 99 increased. So that's my keyword here. Increased. Increased by G is 345. So 99 increased. Well, I'm going to ask myself, what does the word increased mean? If I go back, I can see increased means addition. So back here, I have 99 plus G is 345. Well, what does the word is mean? If I'm saying this is what it is, then that means it's equal to that. So in here, I would type out 99 plus G is or equals 345. And I would press submit. But this is a screenshot, so I can't submit it. So 99 plus G is 345. And that's how I would answer this one. So let's look at another type of question. So it says the total of 21 and n is the same as 29. So if I go back to my keywords, I look for the word total. I already see it. Total means addition. Okay, you see how these are not going to help you? So I go back here. So the total of 21 and n. So the two numbers that I'm combining is 21 plus n is the same as 29. So when it's saying it's the same as, well, it's telling me it equals to 29. So I would type that in, and that's correct. 21 plus n is equal to 29. Okay, next one. Write the sentence as an equation. So I have B decreased by 186 equals to 66. So keyword here is decreased. So if I go back to my keywords, I look for the word decrease. and I see it right here. Decrease. Okay, well, I can see it's under subtraction, so I'm going to go back. So I have B decreased by 186. B minus 186 is equal to 66. They already tell me what the word they have the word equals there. So they didn't give me like some kind of is or is the same as. They already said equal straight up. Okay, if you get a question and it has a word in here that I did not write in my notes, go ahead and write it in your notes. Okay, look up what does that word mean. Try to use context clues and think, is it addition, subtraction, multiplication? And then fill it into the notes. So if there's one I forgot, fill it in. Okay. Other than that, I'm going to post these notes also so you can go back and look at them if you need to, or if you want to just print this page that I have showing on the screen. I'm going to post this file. So your assignment after you finish watching this video is to go to iExcel, and you are going to work on you are going to work on Z3. The goal is always going to be get up to a green ribbon. Okay, if you guys have any questions and this is during class time, I will be live. So I will be on the camera and you guys can just jump in. If it's off the class time, so between 9:20 to 10 a.m., then go ahead and just send me a message on the chat box and I will help you guys out. So go ahead and work on your iExcel right now. Have a good day, guys.